Welcome to Sahaja Online. My name is Melanie Pundit, and I will be your instructor this afternoon for our 8th week of our 9-week series. We are moving along. We'll get things kicked off right now with our housekeeping notes for those of you joining for the first time. You will have noted that we cannot hear you, we cannot see you, but we do encourage you to participate. For those of you joining us live through the Q&A and chat function, you should be able to hear and see me. If you do have any concerns, questions, at any point, do use that Q&A chat function to do so, and we will be reserving the last 5 or so minutes at the end of this 45-minute session for those questions to be answered. If anything could distract you during this meditation, go ahead and get that out of the way. Turn off your notifications, turn off any noises that might get in your way so that you can be fully present, fully attentive, fully undistracted for this meditation session today. We're beginning by going over our introductory poll. Let's see who we have here today, so that we can get to know each other just a little bit. From our results, we can see that we have all returning meditation practitioners in the Sahaja technique. Everyone has been meditating for at least 6 months, and most of us have been meditating for more than 2 years. Wonderful group. This video, whether you are watching it later or whether you are joining us live, this class is truly for all levels. I cannot stress that highly enough. If at any point you attend any class on Sahaja Online or you watch any video that feels too advanced, go ahead and just kind of cycle back, watch an earlier video, watch something else that's a little bit more introductory so that you can bring yourself up to speed. And you're all here for the right reasons. Physical relaxation, mental health improvements. We are all about getting everything in order in our mind and getting into that deep spiritual connection. So thank you so much for joining us. And let's move on to talk about what we are focusing on this week. As mentioned, we are in our 8th week talking about the 6th energy center. So we're going to get right on in talking about our 6th energy center within our subtle system, which is our network of 7 energy centers or chakras, each representing a physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental aspect of our being. All of these 7 energy centers encapsulate a great deal. And in this very short session, we are going to attempt to get a little bit of cracking that nut to get into the depth of what each of our energy centers is all about. Our 6th chakra is known as the Ajna chakra. Ajna is the center of our forgiveness. It's right here at the center of our forehead, right at the center, not too high, not too low. We feel the reflection of this happening when our inner energy rises up, coming through each one of our 7 energy centers. When we get to our 6th energy center, that movement, when our inner energy, our kundalini, is working on that 6th energy center, it is actually going to clear it out. And through that pressure, through that work, we will feel that as heat on our hands. We may feel fingers feeling heavy pressure or heat as those impurities are cleansed. But as they reach to a pure state, as our energy center gets completely balanced, and I just noticed this says number 5. I don't know why that is. This should be number 6. We're at our 6th energy center, and we will feel that on our ring fingers. Once it's in a balanced state, we are going to feel that cool, gentle, even vibration energy on our ring fingers. The element for our 6th energy center is the air. And we're talking about a silver or colorless color. When our attention and our energy rises up and pierces through this 6th energy center, that gets us into a space which is actually beyond everything. And so we're talking about colorless completely. The physical regions that the Ajna chakra governs is our sight, our hearing, and our thought. All this incredible region up here, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, everything to do with above the eyes, our sight in specific, which is also partially governed with our throat, our Vishuddhi chakra that we spoke about in the previous class, but part of that is also governed through the Ajna chakra, our hearing and our thought as well. Our qualities that we're talking about are thoughtless awareness. So as mentioned, as our Kundalini rises up and pierces through, we get beyond our mental activity completely into that range, that zone up and above the top of the head where there is no thought, where our attention is able to focus right here, right now, in this present moment, that state known as thoughtless awareness. Typically, what disables us from bringing our attention up and through this sixth energy center is our focus on the future or the past. But what happens as we clear this chakra? We are bringing our attention right into the present moment, able to be thoughtlessly aware. We do that through the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is an incredible unlocking tool which helps to cleanse and open up this sixth energy center. When we get beyond our ego and superego, which we'll talk about in a moment, we become humble. So rather than dominating others or being dominated, projecting ourselves out into the world, letting that world project upon us, we recognize our place from a very humble perspective. That also gives us compassion, develops that even further. So let's talk a little bit about the ego and the superego. This sixth energy center is at a very particular place in that it is where our left and right energy centers meet. So our left energy center begins here at the first chakra, rises up the left side of our being. I know you're looking at the right, but this is our little chakra chart's left side. So as that energy, as that channel rises up from the left side, it crosses over right here at the sixth energy center and culminates out from the left side, rises up and culminates out to the right side of the head. We have heard, we know that in medical science, the right side of the brain controls the left side, right side of the brain controls the left side, and the left side controls the right. And so our left channel culminates, crosses over right here at the optic chiasma, and balloons out onto the right side of our brain area. The right channel beginning here near the second energy center, that channel rises up on the right side, crosses over at this sixth energy center, and culminates out on the left side. So we have this right and left side culmination of our right and left channels. And that crossing point right here at the sixth energy center. What do we have up here? Well, as that right channel manifests, as that rises up on the left side, the right channel on the left side, that's our ego. So it's our right channel, but it's on the left side of our brain. And our ego is our I-ness, how we dominate, how we try, we attempt to prove ourselves to the world. We often live in that irreality where we believe that by filling up that pot, that glass of ego, by proving ourselves, by being, by letting our identity be fully proved in this world, whether that be reflected through our status, through our financial accumulation, through the job that we hold, the house that we live in, the car that we drive, all of those things that we think define who we are on the superficial level, defining our ego, building us up to establish that I-ness or that identity. As we know, all of those things are superficial, but we tend to live in a way in which we feel that we are building ourselves up to prove ourselves to the world. It's an endless, fruitless effort, as we know, because it just keeps going. It really never ends. We can always prove ourselves farther. On the other side, on our left Ajna, which is on the right side of the head, as the left channel comes up, it crosses over at this Ajna chakra and balloons out on the right side of the head, that left channel. So the left energy center is on the right side of the head. This is our superego or our conditionings. And this is really, you can say, the opposite to our ego. So as our ego is our attempt to prove ourselves out to the world, our superego is how that world implies or imposes its expectations upon us. So all of our behavior, all of our conditionings that we have within us that are results of what society expects upon us. And some of those are wonderful. And some of those, however, take us away from our evolution, our spirit. So I like to simplify all of our conditionings as shoulds, coulds, and woulds. All of those, I should have done that, I would have done that, I could have done that. Those are those things that are keeping us living a little bit in the past, a little bit in the conditional, that would have been better if I would have, could have, should have done so and so. And so dominating by the world around us. As this crossing point exists right here, where the left and the right channels cross over, it is called the optic chiasma. And if you can imagine those two channels coming up as they cross over, it forms a junction. That's what that optic chiasma is. Now, if we look at it from below, it would look like this. So if we imagine those two channels coming up, if we look at it from below, it would look like this. Now, that Kundalini energy is looking to push through and make that space at that optic chiasma, opening up our sixth energy center. When that Kundalini comes up and meets that constriction, it can be challenging. And we are also thinking, limiting our ability to get into meditation, again, limiting that ability for the Kundalini to rise up and pierce through this sixth energy center, ultimately coming up to the crown of the head and beyond in that beautiful, blissful state of meditation. So here we are at the Ajna chakra, and it's a constriction. Through that incredible, masterly tool of forgiveness, that gap opens up just a little bit. You can see that there, from a very constricted place to opening up so that that little bit of light can pass through. And that enables that Kundalini to come on up through that Ajna chakra all the way up so that our attention also can get beyond the mind, so that we can feel the energy up on the top of the head, leading us deeper into that meditative state. So as much as it can get in the way, once it opens, it enables us to enter this incredible place of absolute presence and absolute bliss. So some of the imbalances that can happen when our Ajna chakra is out of balance, roving eyes, keeping bad company, an inability to forgive, lack of humility, again, defining ourselves through our ego, boasting, and so forth, acts of self-harm, so on the left side, pitying ourselves, tendency to dwell in the past, also on the left side, or bad habits. Our anxiety really comes from a combination of two different areas, but very much so at this sixth energy center. So excessive worrying or anxiety on the right side, excessive futuristic thinking and planning, unable to be in the present moment, just worrying and planning. With that inflated ego, we have arrogance, egotistical behavior, narcissism. Also our aggression, all of our aggressive behavior, which can cause harm to others and oppress others. So those are all examples of what can happen when our Ajna chakra is out of balance. When it gets strengthened through meditation, not through any psychological or repetitive mental activity, through simply meditation, purifying and cleansing that chakra, we are able to be thoughtlessly aware. We are able to forgive ourselves. We are able to forgive others. Our ego deflates so that we are not defined by those superficial things, and we don't feel the importance to define ourselves through superficial means, so we become humble. And that behavior, our behavior is no longer those determining factors governed by our society are not what lead our way, but our desire to be evolved, to do what is beneficial for ourselves, and to do what is beneficial for the whole. So behavior that is unconditioned. So that is ultimately conscious, righteous behavior. Behavior not based solely on stringent cultural or societal expectations, but behavior that is absolutely balanced, absolutely beneficial for ourselves and beneficial for the whole. On the medical level, we are talking right here at the sixth energy center about the pituitary gland, or as mentioned, the optic chiasma. So let's get right into cleansing our sixth energy center through our 2 guided meditations today. We'll be, as always, taking advantage of some basic gestures and affirmations. Specifically, we will focus on number 6 here, taking our right hand across the forehead, using that incredible, powerful forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, deeply, wholeheartedly, from our hearts. Getting into that thoughtless awareness where we are focusing our attention, harnessing that power to focus our own attention and not be forced to focus here, there, and everywhere, but harnessing that power into a place beyond our thoughts, right in between the past and the future, right here in the present moment, with our focus up and above the top of the head, getting absolutely into that deep state of meditation. So let's get right on into it. We can remove our glasses if we wear glasses so that our focus is truly within. We'll be sitting with our home position, palms open on our laps, fingertips apart, and eyes closed. With our palms open on our laps, we begin by focusing within. There's no need to focus on our breath, on our physical being in any way, but rather begin to ignore our physical self. Let it run on autopilot. And let our attention be more focused on our non-physical self, our inner energy as it resides at the base of the spine, and our 7 energy centers and 3 energy channels within. Focusing on ourselves on that formless level, the observation of our own self in the form of energy. What do we feel with our palms open on our laps? Can we observe any of that very subtle observation of that inner movement of energy? Can our mind reach a point of silence where our focus is directed not to a place of reaction, analysis, or any kind of superficial observation, but rather to this present moment? Can our attention reach a point in between the past and the future, right here, right now, in this present moment? Let our focus slowly rise up from the base of the spine, watching our attention, encouraging our inner energy to rise up that central channel from the base of the spine through each of those energy centers, crossing the forehead, culminating at the crown of the head. We can gently take our hand, bring it up to the crown of the head, placing the center of the palm on the crown of the head, giving that area a gentle massage, pressing and rotating. Opening up our 7th energy center through the desire that our inner energy culminate here, that process of self-realization. I want to experience my self-realization. I want to deepen my experience of self-realization where my inner energy rises up and culminates at the crown of the head. Let's then let our hand rise up and observe what we are feeling close to or farther above the top of the head. We may observe something very close to the head. We may find that observation extends even higher on that central axis, in which we can feel our energy even higher above. Keeping our focus in the present moment as we return our hand back to our lap, palms open. Let's then focus on our sixth energy center. Focusing at the forehead, recognizing that we can focus in the future, we can dwell or ruminate over the past. Neither of those actions will help us during our meditation. So let's push all of that aside, all of that right-sided futuristic activity, all of that left-sided evaluative, past-oriented activity. Let's let all of that go. And bring our complete focus right here, right now, in the present moment. I do not need to think right now. Let's help open up our sixth energy center through that great tool of forgiveness, taking our right hand, placing it across the forehead, resting our head in the palm of the hand. We can bend our head slightly forward, resting our head into the palm of the hand, relaxing our neck, letting our attention be right here, right now, in this present moment. If we can, keep our attention even higher above, on or above the top of the head, thoughtlessly aware as we, from our hearts, deeply affirm, silently, I forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. I absolutely forgive each and everyone for everything, without exception. I forgive. And I forgive myself. As many times as necessary to believe that sentiment deep from within, holding on to anger, resentment, judgment, the desire to seek revenge will not resolve the past or prevent any future from coming. Letting go of that anger, that resentment, that desire to seek revenge through forgiveness helps to detach us from what has taken place and helps our attention be absolutely situated in this present moment so that we can strengthen ourselves and create an even greater future. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Let's bring our hand back to the lap, palms open. Through forgiveness, we may find it easier for our attention now to rise up above the mind to the crown of the head and even farther above. There's absolutely nothing to think about, nothing to predict, nothing to plan for, nothing to worry about. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Let's keep our focus up and above the top of the head, over the crown of the head, in this present moment, thoughtlessly aware, focusing only above the top of the head and in the palms of the hands, melting into this present moment, expanding our presence, our attention up and over the top of the head, only aware of that energy on the palms of the hands and how deeply we can get into that state of thoughtless awareness. Just for another few minutes with a little music. watching our attention all the while throughout our meditation. Is our attention getting distracted, being appeased to focus on the future or process the past, tempted into those alternate realities, or are we able to let that focus be fully established right here, right now? The more we practice it, the more we get out of the habit of reacting to the past or predicting the future, the more we can be absolutely able to observe, gather information, and calmly, in a well-informed way, respond to our lives. Not living exclusively in the past or the future at all times. Right here, right now. Let's see what we're feeling. Let's bring our right hand right on up over the top of the head. See what we can observe close to or farther above the crown of the head. Let's switch hands. When we are ready to compare that observation, we may feel something different between the right and the left hand, keeping our focus in the present moment. Just focusing on this very subtle expression of our inner energy. And finally, let's observe on the palms of the hands, holding the hands open in front of us, fingertips apart. What are we feeling in the palms of our hands? While our focus is up and above the top of the head. Just letting it happen. Let's slowly bring our hands back to our laps. Bring our meditation to an end and open our eyes. All right, let's take a look at what our experience was after this first meditation. Just 2 questions. How was our focus, stress, and mental noise, our thoughts during this meditation? Did we have no observation at all? Was there no change, or did we have less thoughts, feeling calmer, more able to focus on the present moment? Were we feeling more relaxed? And our second question, did we feel anything in our hands or head during this meditation experience? Nothing, perhaps nothing. Or were we able to observe that movement of energy? Did we feel warmth, pressure, tingling sensations, cool, or breeze-like sensations, or otherwise? So we'll just take a moment answering those few questions. All right, great. Let's take a look at what we've got. So for those of you that can see these, that are joining us live, all of us were able to focus on the present moment. And none of us had no change at all. That keeps happening. We are having change, whether it be on the mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual level. We are observing change in our meditations. That ripples out. The more that we do it, it ripples out even beyond the time that we're meditating. So what did we have? All of us felt we were able to focus on the present moment. Some of us felt more relaxed. Some felt calmer. Some had less thoughts. On the visceral observation, All of us were able to feel that movement of energy. Again, all of us felt something. Some of us felt the tingling sensation. Some of us felt the cool breeze-like sensations. No one felt any warmth or pressure, which means that perhaps our state is relatively balanced. If we're feeling just that energy or feeling cool, very light observation of energy on the hands or on the top of the head, we are feeling the essence of this energy, which is cool. When that work is happening, as that cleansing is taking place during our meditation, that is expressed as heat, warmth, or pressure. None of us felt that at this point. That's fine. Doesn't mean we have nothing to clear out. Things always have a way of working out as we progress in our meditation. That being said, let's get into our second meditation. Just a brief meditation to help us get even farther in our experience. Great. All right, so again, my glasses are coming off, hands open and eyes closed. Fingertips apart. Focus up and above the top of the head. Isn't it even easier to get into that state the second time around? As we progressively meditate, we find it easier and easier. So we begin where we ended, with our attention up and over the top of the head, our attention in thoughtless awareness, completely aware of this present moment, not engaged in thought. We can observe what we are feeling up and over the top of the head. We can observe what we are feeling in the palms of the hands. Doing our best to relax into this present moment, not forcing anything, but directing our attention away from those past and future temptations. No need to focus on the past or the future. Right here, right now, just observing what's happening as we create this absolutely conducive space for meditation. Let's balance our left and right channels. As we have that crossing point, that constriction at the crown, at the forehead area, let's help reduce the pressure on the left and the right side. We balance our left channel by keeping our left palm open and letting our right hand drop down towards the floor. So our right hand is dropped down towards the floor, dangling down next to us, or if we're sitting on the floor, placing the palm of the right hand on the floor or the chair next to us. Our left palm is open. This simple action is helping us turn our focus, encouraging our Kundalini to work exclusively on our left channel, and let any imbalances present in the left side be absorbed into the earth. Our right hand is directed towards the earth or placed on the earth, letting the earth absorb all impurities in our left channel. All past-oriented tendencies, depressive, insecure feelings, lack of self-worth, self-doubt, and so forth. And all of those conditionings putting pressure on our sixth energy center. All of those should haves, would haves, and could haves. Desiring from our hearts, let any impurities present on my left channel be released, be absorbed into the earth, while our focus sustains up and over the top of the head. Nothing to think about or understand, analyze. At this point, that is all wonderful to do before and after meditation. Just getting ourselves into that deep meditative state is all we need to do, letting our inner energy work. We can tell that our left channel is coming into a balanced state when we start to feel energy on the palm of the left hand if it gets cooler, lighter, and a more even observable sensations on the fingertips and the palm of the left hand. That pressure, heaviness reduces or heat reduces when we start to develop those sensations if we're not feeling them earlier. Let's then clear our right channel. We bring our right palm back up on the lap, palm open, right palm open. Our left arm is bent so that the palm of the left hand is open near the left ear. Left hand is near the left ear. Palm is open to the area behind us. And right palm is open on the lap. Clearing our right channel, directing our attention and encouraging our Kundalini to focus on the right channel, beginning at the right hip, rising up the right side, culminating on the left side of the head. Let all impurities affecting my right channel, all futuristic tendencies, all excessive ego, I-ness, dominating, aggressing behavior, let all of that subside. Let the strengths of my right channel, the power of action, be established within. Without thinking about it, keeping our focus up and over the top of the head. Letting our inner energy work. All those impurities affecting the right channel are released into the ether out of the palm of the left hand. Focusing up and above the top of the head. We know that our right channel is coming into balance when it starts to feel some sense of our inner energy, when that observation is less heavy, less warmth or heat. We're feeling that even observation on the palm of the right hand, light, cool, and even in observation. Slowly bring our hands back to our lap. Focus on our central channel. Raise our hand from the base of the spine to the top of the head, right up that central channel. Gently, once again, massage the crown of the head and see what we are feeling now, up and over the top of the head. After cleansing the right and the left channel, that experience can increase even more as the constriction at the sixth energy center opens up. And more of our inner energy is able to permeate through. Our focus even easier to be established up and over the top of the head. So we'll see what we're feeling over the top of the head. Check on that observation, close to or farther above. Check on that observation in the palms of the hands. From the state of thoughtless awareness. And then we'll slowly bring our hands back to our laps, bringing our meditation to an end and opening our eyes. Of course, we can extend this meditation much longer, but we're going to wrap up our meditation today just to stay in our time frame. A few more questions coming on your screen right now. What did you feel in this second meditation? few questions. Thanks for answering them. We will then be sticking around for a few minutes of Q&A for any questions that might come up. Looking great. Great results coming in. All right, let's take a look at our results. Great stuff again. All of us feeling that movement of energy, all of us able to focus on the present moment. Deeper and deeper as we extend that state of thoughtless awareness, it will expand even more so that we start to see everyone. As you are doing this individually and collectively, all of those things will increase, all of those observations and all of those incredible byproducts. So that's great. Thank you so much. Perfect. Our homework is to continue exactly where we are. Keep on meditating twice a day, feeling those vibrations on the hands, differentiating between a balanced and imbalanced state, looking for that cool, light, even and balanced observation on the hands and over the top of the head while we are in that state of thoughtless awareness. Just getting better and better at what we're already doing. So for those of you not online, thanks for joining. And for those of you watching us live, we'll be here for a few more questions. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Look forward to meditating with you again very soon. Bye-bye.